Chosen one. The moment your eyes land on these words, something in the unseen leans forward. You didn't wander here, you were brought. Heaven tugged the thread of your spirit because there is a shift happening inside you that you don't yet have language for. A tightening, a stirring, a quiet ache that refuses to go back to sleep. And this message is the confirmation you didn't even know you were waiting for. Before we go any further, pause with me for a breath. Not with your lungs, but with your spirit. If what you're feeling right now is more than curiosity, if it feels like recognition, then agree in 3 simple steps. 1. Like this message to say, I receive. 2. Subscribe so you don't miss the next prophetic release. 3. Comment your city so the remnant rising worldwide can stand with you. These aren't actions, they're alignment. Chosen one. Something in your life has been stretching. A restlessness you've tried to ignore. The room feels smaller. The routine feels duller. The people you once felt connected to now feel strangely distant. You keep telling yourself, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe it's just a season. But deep down, you know that isn't the truth. You're not tired. You're outgrowing where you are. Heaven has been whispering for weeks, but life has been loud and your mind has been crowded. So God brought you right here, right now, to say one thing clearly. You are being shifted. Not pushed, not pressured. Shifted. There is a difference. Pressure crashes. Shifting elevates. Pressure suffocates. Shifting relocates. And the discomfort you feel isn't punishment. It's divine stretching. God is expanding the inside of you before He moves the outside of you. You've been sensing it in strange ways. Your patience has shortened for things you used to tolerate. Your spirit recoils at conversations you once laughed at. Your dreams feel louder at night, almost intrusive. Silence feels safer than certain people. Even your own reflection feels like it's asking, are we really staying here forever? Chosen one. Heaven isn't trying to break you. Heaven is trying to break you free. When God prepares to move a chosen one, the first sign is always internal. The outside world stays the same, but inside you, something begins to shift. Your spirit is no longer willing to fit where your body still lives. The shell doesn't match the calling anymore. Think about it. Why do familiar rooms suddenly feel foreign? Why does your heart race when nothing is happening? Why do you feel moments of grief without a clear reason? Why does your body react before your mind understands? Because your spirit already knows what your mind is just now catching up to. God is preparing an exit. Your season is expiring. And when God closes a season, He does it gently at first. Then, unmistakably. Doors don't slam, they loosen at the hinges. People don't walk away. Conversations fade. Opportunities don't disappear, they lose their shine. It's heaven's way of making sure you don't cling to places that can no longer hold your destiny. And let's be honest, you've felt it. You've tried to revive what no longer lives. You've tried to force enthusiasm for environments that drain you. You've tried to convince yourself that you're fine. But every attempt feels like pushing life back into dry bones. Chosen one, hear this. You're not losing passion. You're being redirected. God is escorting you out of a place that cannot contain what He's awakening inside you. He's not asking your permission. He's guiding your steps. He's loosening the ties you didn't realize were chains. You've been praying for breakthrough, but breakthrough rarely begins with fireworks. It begins with discomfort. Destiny rarely knocks at the door. It often rattles the windows first. And that's what you've been feeling, a rattling. The shaking in your finances, the tension in your relationships, the inner fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, the hunger for something you can't yet name, the sudden sensitivity to negativity, the loss of desire for all habits. the urge to withdraw and reflect. These aren't random emotional waves. They're contractions, the birth pangs of a new chapter. But here is the part few people understand. Before God moves your feet, He moves your spirit. You are already living internally. That's why staying feels harder every day. Your spirit has stepped out of the old season ahead of schedule, and now God is catching your life up to your spirit. Chosen one, you're not breaking down. You're breaking out. Nothing around you is falling apart. It's falling into alignment. Pay attention to what no longer feels right. Pay attention to what drains you instantly. Pay attention to the conversations your spirit can't sit through. Pay attention to the places that make your chest tighten. Pay attention to the sudden urge for silence. These are heavenly notifications. God is saying, this was good for where you were, but not for where you're going. You are stepping into a higher spiritual altitude, and not everything can breathe up there. Not everyone will understand. Not every environment will support it. Not every mentality can follow you. You've been wondering, why does it feel like I'm pulling away from people I still care about? Because your calling is pulling you away from patterns you've outgrown. You've been asking, why do I feel so emotional lately? Because your spirit is shedding layers that can't come with you. You've been thinking, why is God so quiet right now? He isn't quiet. He's guiding. Transformation rarely comes with loud instructions. It comes with subtle direction. Chosen one, God is taking you somewhere new, and the shift has already begun. Your mountain is waiting. Your breakthrough is forming. Your identity is maturing. Your purpose is waking up. Your old season is dissolving, and heaven is whispering to you, prepare. You won't be here much longer. That's why you found this message. That's why your spirit is reacting. That's why something deep inside feels like it's standing at attention. This is not another day. This is not another word. This is not another coincidence. This is heaven tapping you on the shoulder, saying, get ready. Your story is about to turn. Chosen one. Now that your spirit has been stirred awake in ways you can't quite explain, we need to go deeper. What you're feeling isn't confusion, it's confirmation. You're not unraveling, you're being uncaged. And the very tension you've been trying to pray away is the same tension heaven is using to pull you forward. Lately, the world around you has felt strangely loud. Small comments hit too hard. Simple tasks drain you more than they should. Rooms you used to enjoy now feel suffocating. Voices you once leaned on now feel heavy. You keep wondering, what's happening to me? Why do I feel everything so intensely? Hear this with your whole spirit. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's spiritual recalibration. When God prepares a chosen one for a transition, He heightens their senses. You stop tolerating what injures your peace. You stop entertaining what dilutes your purpose. You stop bonding with what bruises your spirit. That inner friction isn't emotional instability. It's spiritual intelligence. Heaven is teaching you what cannot follow you into the next season. And look at the pattern. People you've always carried now feel heavier than ever. Conversations that once soothed you now leave you empty. Places that were familiar now feel foreign. Plans that used to excite you now feel like chores. Why? Because God is disconnecting you from a life you've outgrown. Chosen one, you're not meant to stay here. That's why everything your flesh used to enjoy is losing its flavor. That's why the friendships you poured into so deeply now feel one-sided. That's why your dreams feel louder while your environment feels smaller. It's heaven's way of saying, you're leaving soon. Don't unpack in a place meant only for transition. There is a subtle but powerful shift happening inside you. The shift from endurance to emergence. You've spent years surviving, adapting, coping, making do. shrinking, adjusting, apologizing for your gifts, minimizing your dreams so others wouldn't feel threatened. But that version of you is dissolving. God is lifting the old identity off your shoulders like a worn-out garment. Listen closely. Your spirit no longer fits the story you've been living. This is why you've been feeling torn. Part of you wants to stay because it's familiar. Part of you wants to run because you can't breathe. Part of you grieves losing what's breaking you. Part of you longs for what you've never even experienced. This is not indecision. It's transformation. The wilderness always feels confusing right before God opens a new path. Think of Israel in the desert, too far to go back, not yet able to see the promise, caught in the strange middle where every emotion feels amplified. That's where you are, the holy in-between, the hallway of destiny. But hear me, the hallway is not your home. You're passing through. God has been allowing discomfort to rise, not to torment you, but to detach you. If He let your environment stay easy, you'd settle. If He let the wrong people stay close, you'd cling. If He let your comfort zone feel comfortable, you never step into the unfamiliar places designed for your growth. Heaven is closing the door gently but firmly, and now your heart is sensing the shift before your life sees it. That is why you feel the ache. That is why you feel the stretch. That is why you feel the pull. That is why you feel the not yet, and the not here, and the there's more. Because something inside you knows your story is too big for this chapter. Let's talk about the pressure you've been carrying lately. You've felt surrounded by problems from all sides. Finances tightening, misunderstandings rising, emotions swelling, patterns repeating, unexpected setbacks hitting all at once. You keep thinking, why now? Why everything at the same time? Because pressure reveals what's no longer sustainable. Because pressure exposes who's not meant for your next level. Because pressure prepares you for acceleration. Because pressure forces you to stop pretending you're fine staying small. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is propulsion. God uses pressure the same way a rocket uses fire. Not to destroy the vessel, but to launch it. Unchosen one. The reason your pressure has been intense is because your elevation will be undeniable. Let me speak to the exhaustion you never talk about. The exhaustion of carrying people. The exhaustion of pretending to be okay. The exhaustion of being the strong one. The exhaustion of explaining your heart to people committed to misunderstanding you. The exhaustion of hoping for change in environments that refuse to grow. This exhaustion is not a sign you are weak. It's a sign you are done. Your spirit has reached the limit of a season that's already expired. Even your body has been sending signals, tightness in the chest, random waves of sadness, sudden loneliness, irritability without reason, trouble sleeping, or waking up feeling unrested. Your spirit is trying to leave a place your mind is still negotiating with. But here is the breakthrough truth. You don't have to force your exit. God is orchestrating it. He is rerouting conversations. He is exposing intentions. He is revealing patterns. He is collapsing what was built on shaky foundations. He is steering your spirit to crave something more, something clean, something new, something aligned. You are not being pushed out. You are being lifted out. This is why you've been noticing divine timing in strange moments. A sentence hits you like lightning. A video appears at the exact second you say, I can't keep living like this. An opportunity sparks an idea you thought you buried. A random conversation confirms what you prayed in silence. Your spirit leaps at words that align with your future. Heaven is not whispering anymore. Heaven is speaking loudly into your spirit. Prepare. Your exit is already written. You won't stay here. You can't stay here. The grace for this place has lifted. Everything that once held you is loosening its grip because God is leading you into a territory where your gifts won't be minimized, your voice won't be mocked, your calling won't be heavy, and your spirit won't be suffocated. Chosen one. This restlessness is not your enemy. This transition is not your breakdown. This ending is not your failure. This is your becoming. Your future is pulling you. Heaven is aligning you. God is preparing you. Your steps are being ordered. And the story you are about to walk into will make every tear, every delay, every disappointment, every silent night, every unanswered prayer, every closed door, and every painful goodbye make sense. You are not falling apart. You are being rebuilt. You are not being abandoned. You are being relocated. You are not late. You are right on time. Chosen one. The shift has begun. Chosen one. Now we step into the deepest layer of this transition. The part you haven't spoken out loud. The part you've only whispered in the dark when no one else was awake. Because while everyone sees your strength, only heaven has witnessed the private storms inside you. There's a version of you that the world has never seen. The tired version, the discouraged version, the one who sits on the edge of the bed at 2 a.m., staring at the floor, thinking, something has to change. I can't stay like this. That version is not weak. That version is not failing. That version is the true you, the one heaven has been waiting for, the one finally willing to live what has been silently killing your spirit. You think your breaking point is a problem. Heaven calls it the turning point. Let's talk about what has been happening underneath your everyday life. The internal unraveling, the deep awareness that you've been living in places your spirit no longer recognizes as home. Look closely at your days. Have you noticed how the laughter feels forced lately? How conversations feel shallow unless they're about purpose? How your soul gets heavy around certain people without knowing why? How your intuition has been louder, sharper, faster than your thoughts? Chosen one. This isn't paranoia. It's discernment awakening. You've been asking God for clarity, and clarity has been arriving as discomfort. You've been asking for breakthrough, and breakthrough has been arriving as collapse. You've been asking for alignment, and alignment has been arriving as separation. Heaven is reorganizing your life from the inside out. People you used to depend on now feel distant. Plans you once clung to now feel pointless. Dreams you postponed keep resurfacing. And every time you try to talk yourself out of wanting more, you feel that inner resistance. This cannot be the end of my story, because it isn't. Your soul knows there is more. Your spirit knows there is more. Your future is pulling you toward more. Let's be honest. You've stayed strong for too many people, for too long. You've carried burdens you never asked for. You've been the emotional support system for people who never asked how you were really doing. You've carried the weight of your family's expectations, your community's survival patterns, your own silent wounds, and you never broke. But the cost has been high. You've been exhausted in a way sleep can't fix, lonely in a way crowds can't cure, hungry in a way food can't satisfy. Because what you need now isn't comfort, it's calling. This season has been exposing the difference between what is familiar and what is aligned. The familiar says, stay, don't change, don't risk, keep shrinking. The aligned says, there's something ahead you've never seen. Walk. And chosen one, heaven is done negotiating your destiny with your fears. That's why everything around you has been getting louder. The tension, the pressure, the misunderstandings, the sudden emotional waves. You thought it was attack, but much of it has been exposure. Exposure of who can go with you. Exposure of who drains your spirit. Exposure of who only values you for your strength, not your soul. Exposure of environments that only support your survival, not your future. Exposure of habits that numb you instead of grow you. Exposure of beliefs that kept you small. God is not punishing you. He's pruning you. And pruning feels like loss until the fruit appears. Chosen one, listen carefully. The people who misunderstood you were necessary. They trained your ears to hear God's voice louder than human approval. They forced you to learn emotional independence. They taught you who cannot be trusted with your next level of blessings. You are not meant to thrive around those who fear your growth. Every time someone questioned your dreams, heaven wrote it down as evidence that you could no longer remain in that atmosphere. Every eye roll, every dismissive comment, every "you are too much", every "stop dreaming so big", these were spiritual markers, signs, red flags, not to wound you, but to warn you. Because chosen ones don't rise by being understood. They rise by being separated. And God has been separating you quietly. You think you are losing people, but you are losing access to what was lowering your spiritual altitude. You think plans are falling apart, but they are falling into alignment. You think you're being isolated, but you're being insulated. You think opportunities slipped away, but they were never meant for the version of you that stayed small. Hear this deeply. You are not being reduced. You are being refined. There's been a strange grieving in your chest. Grieving who you used to be. The version of you who tolerated mistreatment. The version of you who overgave to people who didn't reciprocate. The version of you who apologized for existing. The version of you who thought settling was stability. The version of you who slept on their own calling. You are mourning your old identity because God buried it. But what comes next is holy. The sensitivity in your spirit, the way you cry unexpectedly, the way you feel atmospheres, the way your heart tightens when something is off. That's not fragility. That's activation. You are being retuned to heaven's frequency. You're not just leaving a place, you're shedding a dimension. That's why you feel this tension. You're still surrounded by people who only know the old you. They joke about things that now feel heavy. They boast about patterns you're trying to break. They celebrate cycles you're called to end. Your spirit has outgrown conversations your mouth still participates in. This is not arrogance. It's ascension. Chosen one. You cannot breathe in an atmosphere you've spiritually outgrown. Look back at the last few months. The thing that hurt you the most also freed you the most. The betrayal forced you to stop trusting blindly. The disappointment pushed you to finally choose yourself. The financial stress made you rethink your value. The heartbreak broke the illusion of safety in the wrong place. The loneliness forced you inward, and that's where you found God again. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was accidental. Your pain has been prophetic. Every tear watered the soil of the person you are becoming. Every loss cleared the space for what is coming. Every closed door shouted, "Not here. Not with them. Not like this." Every delay said, "Prepare. It's not time yet." Chosen one. Your isolation has been your incubation. You didn't lose your circle. Heaven reduced it. You didn't lose your way. God hid you. You didn't lose your chance. You were being sharpened. You didn't lose your fire. It was being rekindled underground. This is why your spirit refuses to settle. This is why your heart feels like it's pressing against its own walls. This is why, even on days when you feel weak, a part of you still whispers, "Don't give up, something's coming." Because something is coming. Something massive, something holy, something irreversible. The ground beneath you is shifting. The atmosphere around you is changing. The next season of your life is forming like a storm on the horizon. And you are not preparing to live a chapter. You are preparing to live a dimension. Chosen one. Heaven is almost ready to reveal the sign you've been praying for. The unmistakable confirmation that your exit, your elevation, your relocation, your breakthrough has already been scheduled. And when that moment comes, it won't feel like confusion. It will feel like recognition. Your spirit will say, "This is it." Your heart will say, "I've waited for this." Your destiny will say, "Walk." Chosen one, your transition is not ahead of you. It has already begun.